everyone. This is Adele, and this is part 3 of the little series of videos that I'm busy making to capture my 10-year health journey. As you would know from my video before, I told you that I have no saliva and I have no tears, so that's why you will see me drink water every now and again. So the farm chick has swapped her farm outfit for a bit of bling and dress up to go and pick up my husband in Perth. He's flying back from work today, and I thought I'd take the time while I'm on the road to make this third video. Now, I have a bit of a challenge today. I seem to have lost my sunglasses yesterday, and the brightness of the morning, I find it very difficult not to have my sunglasses, and this morning is particularly challenging with my eyes that are hurting really bad, which makes driving a great challenge. And it's about a 2-hour drive to Perth from the farm. So you'll have to bear with me. I always liked to really dress up and put on some makeup. I loved my makeup. When I went to pick up my husband, and he really enjoyed me doing my makeup. The only thing I can wear now is this lipstick, which is made from natural ingredients. Alright, so let's get back to my story. But before I continue, today is the 12th of February, and yesterday a miracle happened, which is hastening the time span of this journey and what I want to share with everyone that's willing to watch and listen. But I'm not going to tell you about this miracle that happened yesterday. I will share that in a later video, but I just wanted to share that in this video. In the previous video, I ended where I told you that I went to see the doctor and she did some blood works at the end of March 2018. Now, I had a recall to go and see her to get the result of my blood works after the Easter weekend in April 2018. And these are the words that the doctor used. She said, the blood works showed that you have an autoimmune condition, and I would like to know what autoimmune conditions are in your family. I looked at her and I said to her, I don't even know what that means. It's like you speaking a foreign language to me. I have no idea what you are telling me. And she told me the condition that I have is called scleroderma with the Crest syndrome. Like, I have no frame of reference. I have no understanding of what you are telling me. And then she said, okay, autoimmune conditions would be something like rheumatoid arthritis, and she started mentioning a couple of things, and I'm like, I know that one of my cousins have got this rheumatoid arthritis and that it's really bad, but that's all I knew. So she gave me a printout with the scleroderma explanation, and I left and I went home and I started to look on YouTube for videos about scleroderma, and I was incredibly shocked to see what happens with this condition. You get two versions of it. The one is where it affects you on the outside of your body, your skin, and the other one is called a systemic condition where it affects you internally. Now, what scleroderma is, it's the overproduction of collagen, and it almost, I don't want to say hardens your skin, but in a sense it does. Because if you look at your skin and you take your fingers and you pinch your skin, you can pick skin. I cannot have loose skin. It tightens your joints and start to disfigure your hands. The other thing that it does is it starts to affect your esophagus. So it becomes increasingly difficult to swallow, it affects your valve in your stomach, and that gives you heartburn because that valve doesn't close anymore, and you really struggle with heartburn. There's just so many things that it affects. I had no idea what the crest, each letter is an acronym for a condition. I had no idea what the crest meant and the conditions. And my husband came home and I told him, and I absolutely sobbed because I said to him, I'm going to die a horrible, horrible death from what I have learned from people that's got this, and it was devastating. Oh, making these videos is helping me to process this and to share with you in the end what I think know now the cause of all of this is, but it's helping me to process and understand what was happening to me, which at that point I had no idea. So I started doing a lot of research, and these days with the internet we have, there is a lot of information that you can get. Then I went to see a naturopath, and she suggested to do a blood analysis to see if I have any food allergies and to see what my vitamin levels were. And she also suggested to do a hair analysis. So I had that done, and then once again had to wait for the results. And when I went back, my goodness, I got another incredible surprise. I never in my life thought that I would have any food allergies. And she said that the number one thing that showed that I'm highly allergic to it is meat. And I will have to stop eating meat as of that very moment. I said to her, how is that even possible? I am blood type O positive. I am a meat-eating South African. She said, well, that's what it shows. Your body is not processing meat, and it's causing havoc in your body. I had some other allergies as well. I'm trying to think what they were, but it was like, I think it was bananas, it was green beans. I think there were 5 things that I had to cut out. So now this very weird and strange journey of vegan started for me, and it was incredibly hard for me. I love meat, but I was trying to feel better. Then the other surprise that the hair analysis revealed was that I had incredible high levels of lead in my system, and that was so high that they couldn't even pick up how high my mercury or other levels were. So I had a lot of toxins trapped in my body. So this whole new journey started where I had to go and see what I was using on my body, on my skin that I inhaled, and what toxins were in my house. So I started getting rid of all the chemicals, cleaning products that I bought in the shop, and started to do research on natural cleaning products. I got involved with, or rather, I started to learn about essential oils and how I could use that in my cleaning products, to make my own toilet spray, got got rid of softeners, alternatives to what I washed our clothes with. I had to look at what creams I was using on my body. And then another tough one was my perfumes. I loved perfume. I loved Chanel No. 5. I loved Angel. Oh my goodness. All of the things I enjoyed. I learned how much chemicals were in them. So this was a big learning curve for me, is to discover what I was putting on my body, what I was inhaling, and what I had to cut out and change. In 2019, I made the decision to go to South Africa to have all my amalgam fillings removed from my teeth, because then I learned that they leach mercury into your body and that it creates a lot of health issues. So I made the decision to go to South Africa to have them removed. And it was a very painful process. And sadly, the dentist that removed them didn't follow the correct protocol. And it's very important to know that there is a very precise protocol that needs to be followed when you have amalgam fillings removed from your teeth and replaced. And I believe that also did a lot of damage to my health because the correct protocol wasn't followed. While in South Africa, I went to see a rheumatologist because I just wanted to speak to a doctor that speak my language, because my first language is Afrikaans, and it's really hard to express yourself, and when you are not able to speak in your own language and somebody that understands your language, your culture. So I went to see this rheumatologist and I said to him, I struggle. I don't understand why my mouth is so dry and my eyes is really a problem. So he took me into his room where he does his I'm trying to think of what the word is, his surgery. And he said, okay, he's gonna stick something in my tear gland that's gonna measure my tears. I thought, oh my goodness, that's gonna hurt, but thankfully it didn't. So I had to sit with this little thing stuck into my tear gland, and while I was sitting there, his nurse and my mum was with me, and the aircon was on, and at some point I looked down to my feet because I was getting really cold, and I'm like, what on earth is going on with my toes? And they turned almost the same blue as this. Coming to think of it, And I didn't choose the dress because I was going to tell you about the toes. And his nurse called him in, and yes, that is Raynaud's. Now, in the crest, the R stands for Raynaud's. So that's how I found out that I had the R in the crest, which is called Raynaud's. Where, if you remember in the previous video, I showed you what my hands look like when I'm cold. So that's called Raynaud's. So that's how I found out that I had the R in crest. And he removed the test from my eye, and he said to me, "Yep, you have got Sjogren's." What on earth is Sjogren's? So he told me that's where your immune system has destroyed your saliva glands as well as your tear glands. So that's why you struggle with a dry mouth, and that's why you struggle with dry eyes. I went to see a rheumatologist here in Australia, in Perth. And I just felt that he didn't really have an interest in me as a person as a whole. He was describing some drugs that would suppress my immune system. And when I did some research on those drugs, I saw that it had horrific side effects. And I made the decision not to use it. I joined a group where people had scleroderma, and I ended up talking with a lady in Sydney who had scleroderma. And she said to me that she was spending more time in hospital than at home due to all the drugs that she had to take for the condition, but the side effects was causing havoc in her body. I was basically told that there is no cure for what I had. And what I learned was that they know as little about scleroderma and autoimmune conditions today as they did 30, 40 years ago. They just got better and stronger drugs to treat it with. And I made the decision not to use these drugs. So it was not an easy journey to sit with a condition that you had no idea what can be done other than using drugs that had horrific side effects. And then you have to use another drug to treat the side effects. And I made the decision not to go that route. And I had no idea where this would lead me. Okay, I'm going to end this video here because it has been quite a long video. I will continue in my next video. Thank you for taking the time to travel with me up to Perth.